Oh, so you want to know why Pictopix is great? I gotta show you why Picross is great. And yeah, please forgive my poor lighting here and my lack of a real stylus. Is somewhere in this house. I don't know where it's at. But resistive screens are pretty nice. Let's skip ahead here. Pretty much Picross is a pretty simple, easy, fun game. It is best played with the touchscreen here on the DS. Specifically the best DS, the DSi extra large here, burgundy wine color. I love that huge stylus that this comes with. And the control scheme is pretty simple, as you see here. But I'm screwing up. I can't play too well while recording like this. But you see, it's pretty simple, pretty easy to just deal with this. It's pretty much, if you either love this game type or you don't. It's very easy to deal with. You just, you fill in boxes based upon the hints on the side here. And touchscreen on the DS systems make this really easy to do. And with a ton of puzzles on there, it's pretty much killed to, like, if they were selling puzzle books at the dollar store or general store or whatever, Picross, commonly, this would kind of kill it for you. You wouldn't have to go flipping through pages to keep a bit bulky thing with you. It would just be this. Okay, now we jumped on over to the 2DS XL here to show Picross here, just to show the quality of life upgrades across here. But outside of difficulty being based upon the size of the puzzle, they started adding newer features over time, like Mega Picross, as you see here, where they give you larger hints. Now this is an easier puzzle here, but none of these squares can be filled. Now this is a correct solution. If you only pay attention to this one point, this is correct or whatever. But getting past this, I mean, the simplicity of the control on the DS systems make it best to play it on those systems, but no one else really takes that off of there pretty well. And so when Picross originally came to the Switch, I originally refused to buy any of them because I wanted touchscreen support, and Jupiter wouldn't give it to us. Eventually they did, but now it's like, you know what, I've gotten used to using D-pad and buttons again that I don't actually care if it has touchscreen support or not anymore. So I can actually enjoy puzzles like this a lot more easily. And let me not do a crappy job. Like, I've been doing awful jobs on the puzzle so far that I've been showing you. Switching to an easier one here just because, yeah, I realized I can't actually play this and talk at the same time. But it's easy and simple as this list. You see the responsiveness and how you're moving across these. A lot of the competitors or pretenders to the throne do not do this too well. Sometimes there's a bit of lag, or sometimes it just doesn't feel good to move across while you're playing. Let's see. I'm going to jump to Pictopix, actual Pictopix here in a moment, so you can really see what that's doing. But it's hard to have a real frame of reference if you don't know what the original deal is here for all of this. The slowness of actually moving with the D-pad is part of why I didn't want to play this without a touchscreen originally, but I've become used to it. It's become easier to deal with over time, so I realized that I just wanted a bit too much originally. Or rather, not too much, but it wasn't in demand. I mean, you could buy a capacitive stylus and use it with some of the systems now, and I'm thinking of getting one to use with the Steam Deck here, but I'm not too sure. I mean, I don't want to have to keep up with it. I mean, I'm terrible at keeping up with the styling, as you see here. Like, oh, see, I messed up already. Oh, well, I can fix that. Let's see. Just 2 in 1, so boom. Let's see. A quick note here with Pictopix. When you first install it, you go through a tutorial and it works perfectly, but then when you get into a real puzzle, the controls stop working. So you need to force compatibility or the Steam Linux runtime when you play this, or you cannot control the game when you actually pass the tutorial. Like, you can pick the puzzles, but the moment you're in them, no controls. Don't know if the developer's going to fix that or not. It's a known issue, but just a quick pitfall to be told about. Oh, and I found that with the Steam Deck over time, if you're putting things into standby mode by hitting the power button here a lot without canceling the game, after like 3 to 5 days of doing that, I find that the game sometimes end up crashing. This has happened a lot to me with Vampire Survivors and Pictopix and a few other games, since type of stuff you just play for a long time and your gameplay time does not save. You get to keep all your achievements, your save stays well, but yeah, you lose your actual gameplay time. Like, I mean, it doesn't take a ton of time to get through these, but I'm about this far on each type of puzzle so far. But anyway, getting to Pictopix, this is a very nice interface. A lot of the other competitors on Steam, they don't look this great. They are not this simple. I mean, this could be prettier. This could take up more space on the screen, but honestly, I'm perfectly fine with this. This feels like a real retail product. I mean, technically all of these are retail products, but this feels like something you could have walked into GameStop and bought for like $20, $30, $40 or whatever, if this was releasing on a Switch or a DS or whatever. The puzzles that they do here, they're pretty unique. Alright, they don't feel like they're just giving you crap just to do crap. And while the actual interface is pretty similar to, you know, the Picross that Jupiter releases, they have their nice own little touches here. And the music is actually pretty nice. It gets you in a pretty good mood while you're playing. This is a really nice, just sit back and chill type game. So yeah, I am horrible at playing this while talking at the same time. I don't know why I decided to do it this way. But, oh, okay, that was easy. I do not know that. Let me stop this for a moment. I mean, with this, it's pretty much just the soundtrack and mood and just some quality of life items. Like here in the options, you see, you know, novice, intermediate, expert. You saw on the screen before here that I had 3 crowns in a lot of these. That's because I'm playing on expert, where you don't get hints on pretty much the numbers highlighted on the side showing how well you're doing or not. And Picross for Switch and other systems, it pretty much just rewards you based upon completing the puzzle. I mean, you can play with the mode where you're penalized for typing in something wrong, and while that seemed like that would be ideal for somebody who wants a challenge, it's very easy to make mistakes on here, like just holding the control pad or analog stick for longer than you intend to do so. So, hate playing like that. So, always turn it off in every type of these games. But it's nice that the game itself acknowledges the difficulty of how you're playing. So, I could play on the easiest mode and I still get recognition for beating the stage. I won't get 3 crowns, I get 2 or 1. And it's mainly a personal thing, and I think there's some achievements tied to it. But overall, I mean, it doesn't actually kill enjoyment of the game to play at a lower level when you're still learning. And it gives you something to do when you start to get used to this, to shoot back up to a higher level at playing. And then you just have so many more little options here. As you see, like the smart slide is pretty great, and other things that you don't get in Picross. Like you're stuck with just one way of playing sometimes. I mean, to give Jupiter a bit of credit, you do get some things that you can change or mess around with, but overall it's nowhere near as great as what we're getting here. Let's see. But I do like that they can do licensed titles with this, like the Sega Mega Drive one that you saw me playing earlier. I love doing those puzzles. The music was great. The Sega music was very nostalgic and fun to listen to while playing, and it was nice going through and seeing the puzzles and just finding out about characters I didn't know too much about, just looking into them. Like, I've loved the Sega Ages line on the Switch. I've bought most of the games on there. Most favorite one was Phantasy Star, which I hope this gets ported out to Steam and other platforms soon, but if it's stuck on Switch, it's stuck on Switch. There's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. I know it's so simple to just have music like this. Maybe it doesn't seem special to you, but music really helps to flavor games. I mean, a bad game with good music is a lot easier to take than a good game with bad music, but this is a good game with good music. Like, I could, see myself actually just listening to this while I'm driving to work or on the bus or just working throughout the day. I mean, this is a pretty nice soundtrack. They really understood the type of mood that you would want to be in or to be put into while playing a game like this. Gotta give, a real shout out to the developer. They did a great job here. I mean, while it seems like very small minute things, I mean, it's like a shooter, like your favorite shooters. Like, if you look at a shooter at its core elements, I mean, they're all the same to an extent, but when you start looking at what makes Doom different from GoldenEye, different from Call of Duty, they start to see it. But when you start looking at things that are extremely similar, Like, let's say, you know, Perfect Dark N64 versus Time Splitters. Yeah, you start to cut hairs, but you start to do it at a, you know, at a point where you can appreciate it more the more you know and understand it. Like, it's been pretty tough for me to, like, voice this well, but it's that type of deal. Like, I definitely prefer Time Splitters over Perfect Dark, and it's not just because of the graphics or the analog stick controls. There's a lot more to it than just that, but those are great elements to it. Like, I am starting to prefer Pictopix over Picross on the Switch, but it's not just because, you know, I have it on PC, I don't have to emulate it, and, you know, you get to do whatever you want with controls here. But that is definitely a nice part of it. It's just a complete package. It shows that they weren't just trying to just cash in on just people that love Picross. Seems like they put a lot of love into this. Like, the developer themselves played it and they were frustrated with not having a good competitor off of Nintendo systems. And yeah, I feel them. I mean, it's great to be able to make something like this. It's something that it has to kind of suck. At the same time, if you end up making a game that you yourself want to play, in one sense, because you already know everything that's there. I mean, you can still have challenge while you're playing. You can wait to forget puzzles and things like that. But it's not the same as just going into the store and just happening upon it like I did and getting to enjoy it fresh without having to know every nook and cranny or everything about it straight out of the box. Just getting to enjoy it and deal with it. I mean, that's the wonder you get from playing games. Playing games as just the gamer, not the developer. So, yeah, gotta give them a shout out. I'm so sorry I don't remember the name. Let's go back out here and get your name here so I can at least say this once. Oh, how did I screw this up? Okay. Okay, view game details. There we go. Oh, I got a trading card. Crap, how do I not? I played this for a hell of a lot more time than that shows, and I hate that it doesn't show it. Time Lab Games. Thank you, Time Lab Games. You've done great. I like your version of Mega Picross mode as well. I think I killed like the first puzzle already. You have a few, but I like how you divvied it up. Like, you put into way more pieces than what you get in Jupiter. At least it feels like it comes in more pieces than what Jupiter does, and they're more meaty. So that was definitely something. And I know for those of you watching this that don't know what Mega Picross is, okay, the pictures you get from the one little individual puzzles there, that's a regular puzzle. Mega Picross makes a really huge puzzle made up of a bunch of those smaller ones. And you go through to complete sections of them at a time. So you have 20, 30, 50, 40, you know, 100 pieces or whatever, and you're filling them out, and you're making a larger picture as you complete the smaller ones. And you technically complete the one Mega Picross puzzle, or I may be using the wrong name here, I forgot Mega or something else, but you're basically completing the larger puzzle slowly as you complete the smaller ones. It's pretty fun. So I'm going to end this here. This is way too long. I don't know if anybody's going to watch all this, but just hope you had a good time watching me. Bye.